がここにいるうちの本物のスクールスポーツのために行こうぜベイビーバン手の国は気をつけて、現実になることがありますからね。
Alright, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with Showtime himself, Sonny Edwards. Sonny, nice to finally meet you in person.
I was about to say the same thing, man. I remember your videos.
Yeah.
He's giving a lot of courage to some of the fights, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I love the guys in the lighter weight category, so I have a lot of fun with it. But I know you're here tonight for Dalton Smith. Big fight for him against Subriel Matias. What do you feel like the world will learn about Dalton Smith tonight that they don't know already?
I think Dalton's he's high rated in the UK. He's regarded as a good fighter, but I think internationally when British fighters travel, you know, we have a lot of examples where fighters are built up in the UK, come to the States or somewhere else and weren't at the level they needed to be. I think Dalton's not that guy, in my opinion. He's going to show his toughness. He's a very, very tough competitor, very strong. He's powerful, but he's patient. He can box. He's good at controlling range. He's good at defending. He's a very well-rounded fighter, and he's going to have to be tonight. He's going to have to be very good tonight because Matias is a great champion. He's a very dangerous fighter. You know, there is no secret about how well-rated Matias is. And,
right.
You know, he's had some great fights, some really hard fights as well, and Dalton's maybe fresher at a fresh stage of his career, but he's going to have to be good tonight. Average or below par will not be good enough tonight. We have to be on our best, but if Dalton reacts right, makes the right decisions, then I genuinely believe that we're going to come away with a well time.
You mentioned his patience as a counterpuncher. How do you feel like he's going to handle the volume punching of Matias? Because Matias has a way of making guys uncomfortable and fight when they don't want to fight.
Yeah, when I say he's good at counterpunching, I don't mean it in a way where he boxes on the back foot. He's at the edge of range all the time and he's got his feet set, but his patience is controlling the range of the two fighters, the space in between, and putting himself in a position where he's always ready to throw. So we saw it against Cepeda, probably the highest level opposition that Dalton's fought so far in his career before tonight. And Cepeda tried walking him down, tried bullying him. We gave him a couple of rounds to let his hands go, show us the openings, and Dalton knocks him out in the 5th round. And same sort of thing today. If Matias comes fast out the blocks, weathering the storm, picking his openings, and when he goes like it's already worked and like he really means it. And Dalton's very good at that. And I think Matias will be shocked by the power of Dalton. I think we've got the vibe of Matias all week that in a certain way he's looking over Dalton. He's seeing him as a British fighter, he's built up well. There's a couple of fighters that he didn't stop that maybe a world title champion is looking at saying, well, I wouldn't stop that guy.
Yeah.
They think they're going to win, but Dalton's controlled every moment so far in his career where he's not had to face that adversary really yet. He weathered the storm against Cepeda, didn't let him really get off much, and then knocked him out in the 5th round as soon as the opening was there. And I think if Matias keeps giving Dalton the openings, he'll definitely take them. And if he's not weary of his punch power, then I think he's going to find out, because I feel fighters far less powerful than Dalton and accurate and as accomplished of a fighter have hurt Matias and give him troubles. And Dalton's a type with a lot of depth to his character where he'll keep going and he'll go through hard rounds and he'll keep the belief and the energy up high. And Dalton loves to fight as well, so if Matias drags him into one, Dalton will be comfortable there as well. Obviously, that is Matias' fight, so we're going to try and take the fight away from him at times, but Dalton's no stranger to a firefight at all.
Okay, so you're saying he does have that sneaky punch power and the firepower to hurt Matias?
Yeah, I genuinely believe so, and I don't know how much Matias believes that there's any chance.
He doesn't at all, because I asked him.
We can feel the vibe. We can feel the vibe of how his body, you know. We've had a lot of fun over here, you know. There was a travelling fan base. We were shouting, we was booing, but really just building a fight. There is a lot of respect there. I think he's a great fighter. It's been great all week with the Puerto Rican fans as well, and I think there's a high anticipation for this fight. If you really look at Dalton, you know he's a good level fighter.
Yeah.
And he's been good since a kid. He's been one of the best in the country has to offer since 11, 12 years old. Won all the national titles, represented GB, represented England, had medals around the world, but he just turned pro quite early. And tonight's the night he comes out, I believe.
It's a big night for him. So before I let you go, I want to get your take on this, because you know obviously you fought Bam. His name's been thrown around with Inoue a lot. I know Ring Magazine just put them both on the cover. It's like it's a fantasy fight, pound for pound fight, if you will. Being a guy that's been in the ring with Bam Rodriguez, how do you think he matches up with the monster Inoue?
look, I'm a massive fan of Inoue. I always have been. One of my claim to fame at one point was that I beat a kid in the amateurs that beat Inoue. I was holding on to that for a bit, but also a massive fan of Bam. And career-wise, I would rather Bam win.
Yeah.
Definitely. It'd look a lot better for me.
Correct.
So I will be 100% rooting for Bam. And look, they're a lovely family. Bam's a great fighter, a great kid as well. I say kid, he's a great man. And yeah, I get on with him, and I will be rooting for him throughout the entirety of his career, unless he fights my brother. But
yeah,
I'll be rooting for him, man. And Bam has a lot. Bam has, you know, great footwork, exceptional decision making. He doesn't load up or get too carried away with his success. He's constantly breaking you down and busting you up a little bit. And yeah, like I said, I'll be rooting for him. But Inoue is, you know, pound for pound great, and that will be a big acid test. And maybe Inoue staying heavier for the last few years. Obviously, they started at the same weight, like flyweight, so they both come up sort of the same amount. But maybe being heavier for longer, more camps, more fights, more accustomed to the weight division might give Inoue an advantage. But at the same time, Bam's one of those fighters that, you know, he doesn't give you a load of opportunity to hit him, and he's always thinking about his work. I think that is genuinely one of the most elite and top level fights you can make in the sport. And I think if that fight gets made, I hope the world of boxing fans really gets behind it and makes it an event that seems as big as an Usyk, Fury, or AJ.
A real super fight.
You know, like a super fight. Yeah,
do you think Bam's like the angles and the shifts? Do you think that gives Inoue problems? Because Inoue is more of like a north-south fighter. Bam fights more angles.
He hasn't had to deal with too much jeopardy in his career. In a way, he's very physically impressive, and he usually just busts people up and break them down from the beginning of the fight until however long it ends. But I don't think he'll have that same success with Bam, especially not early on. And you know, Bam's a very tough kid, very strong, trains very hard, very dedicated, and I think he's got what could equalise it in a lot of ways. And if Inoue is looking to push forward and you know, put the power onto Bam, then I think he might walk himself on into trouble.
Okay, all right, so I don't hold you up any longer, but thank you.
Thank you for watching True School Sports.
Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire, the home of boxing. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, guys, so help us keep being great. Help us keep pushing out that real boxing content for the fine folks all around the world. And make sure you jab, you hook, you Mike Tyson, you Mayweather that subscribe button. Pops, show them how do they gotta hit the subscribe button. Pop, pop, pop.